home video.
Because I love physical media, because you love physical media, because physical media will never die, because physical media is so nice, sometimes it makes me cry. I have got a plethora of brand new physical media titles to share with you fine folks today, so here we go. First up, I've got a few releases that I did full reviews of, so if you want a more in-depth look at any of these first three releases, go check out those videos. But first and foremost, the Enter the Video Store Empire of Screams box set from Aero Video. This is a beautiful, gorgeous, nostalgia-inducing release from the fine folks over at Aero Video. This box set includes the Dungeon Master, Dolls, Cellar Dweller, Arena, and Robot Jocks. I did a full overview and unboxing of this release, so go and check out that video for a deep dive into Enter the Video Store Empire of Screams. Next up from the folks over at Imprint, The Haunting of Julia. This is the limited edition release with the lenticular, and there's a big tuft of cat hair stuck on top of it. It just goes with the territory. If you're a cat owner like I am, you know that if you own cats, pretty much everything else that you own is covered in cat fur. Anywho, the Imprint limited edition Haunting of Julia release. It's a beautiful release for this film. It's a long overdue release for this great film. Go check out my full review of the movie and of this release. And from Dark Force and Code Red, Scream. Not that Scream. A different Scream. Is it a better Scream than the Scream that we all screamed about in the mid-90s and some people still scream about to this day? No. But if you're interested in this Scream, check out my full review of the movie and of this release. This next release is from Severin. This film was directed by one of my all-time favorite filmmakers, Juan Piquer-Simón. He directed Pieces and Slugs, which if you're familiar with my channel, I'm sure you've heard me rave about both of those movies, probably more times than you cared to. But this is Extraterrestrial Visitors. And this movie broke my mind. This is I hardly know how to... I want to review this movie, but I've just had such a difficult time wrapping my mind around it. Because it's partially a ripoff of E.T. that wants to be like this kitty, cute alien movie. You got a cuddly alien, you got this little kid and their pals, but at the same time you've got another cuddly alien going around killing everybody. So it's an E.T. ripoff, cuddly alien movie that's also pretty much a slasher. It's so bizarre. I loved it. If you can make sense of Extraterrestrial Visitors, please do so for me down in the comments section, because it haunts me. Moving right along, we've got some releases from the folks over at MVD, parts of the MVD Rewind Collection. First up, we have Kevin Tenney's Witch Trap. And this is a different kind of slipcase than the usual MVD Rewind slipcases, which I think is really cool. And like all MVD Rewind Collection releases, it comes with a reversible sleeve and a poster inside. Witch Trap is a fun movie, not to be confused with another Kevin Tenney film, Witch Board, which is also pretty fun. But I think Mr. Tenney was trying to corner the witch market of the 80s. And I think he just created a lot of confusion, honestly. But anyway, this is the Witch Trap MVD Rewind Collection release. The movie looks great on this release. Again, it's a fun movie. If you've not seen it, I recommend it. Next up from MVD Rewind, LA Wars. This film stars Vince Murdocco. And let me tell you a little bit about Vince Murdocco, okay? He's the kind of guy who plays by his own rules. He's the kind of guy who shoots first and asks questions never. If you cross him, you're in deep trouble. This is a fun, cheesy action movie that has everything that you would expect from a fun, cheesy action movie. And then some. Next up, and I haven't had a chance to check this one out yet, but this sounds like a really fun movie also, from the MVD Rewind Collection, Killzone. If you've seen Killzone, please let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Next up, we've got a couple of new Aero Video 4K titles. First up being Kevin Smith's Mallrats. This is the limited edition release for the film. It contains both the theatrical and the extended cut of the movie. Lots of extras on here. This looks like it is just chock full of extras. Kevin Smith films are very hit and miss with me. The ones that I really like. The ones that I don't like, I really don't like. But I know Mallrats has a huge fan base. I saw the film many, many years ago. I don't remember very much about it. I jumped at the opportunity to add it to my collection in 4K, and I'm looking forward to revisiting it in glorious 4K. Let me know what your favorite Kevin Smith film is down in the comments. Next up is a limited edition 4K release for a movie that I've always gotten a big kick out of. It was considered a huge flop in its day, but it's Waterworld. And one of the things I love about Waterworld is Dennis Hopper. Nobody played villains like Dennis Hopper. But this looks like a glorious release. This is a 3-disc set. Disc 1 is the theatrical cut. Disc 2 is the TV cut. And Disc 3 is the Ulysses cut, which I don't think I've ever seen the Ulysses cut, which is the extended European cut of the film. This release is also chock full of extras. It comes with a booklet and I believe a poster, and I'm sure the film is going to look stunning in 4K. Let me know your thoughts on Waterworld down in the comments below. Next up is a movie that Jeremy was telling me about during a live stream not long ago. We were talking about Easter-themed horror movies, or horror movies that take place during Easter. And I thought he was saying The Bean. It sounded to me like he was saying The Bean. The Bean. And I've never heard of any movie called The Bean, let alone a horror movie set during Easter. I've heard of Mr. Bean, and I know Jeremy loves Mr. Bean. Later I discovered that he was talking about The Being. This film stars Martin Landau. I don't know very much about it other than it's about some sort of slimy-looking creature that I'm assuming is killing and possibly eating people. It looks like a hoot. I've heard mixed things, but I thought it'd be a fun movie for Jeremy and I to watch together. And it's directed by Jackie Kong, who directed the classic Blood Diner. So if she brings the same zeal to The Being, half of Blood Diner's zeal to The Being. Next up, this is an MVD Marquee Collection release. This is a 4K and Blu-ray combo pack for Rain Man. Now, I have some history with Rain Man. I guess I should say my family has some history with Rain Man. Back when Jeremy was first diagnosed with autism, and keep in mind, this was the late 80s, so autism was not a widely known thing like it is now. There was not the autism spectrum like there is now. my mother went to a specialist, and their recommendation for her, in order to understand what autism is, was to go and rent Rain Man. We've come a long way since then. However, when it comes to how people with autism are portrayed in movies, it's still the Rain Man, savant, super intelligent kind of stereotype. And there are aspects of Rain Man that I certainly see in Jeremy when it comes to his photographic memory, his ability to retain knowledge and just, pull from it at any time, with movie trivia, television trivia, etc., etc. So I was thinking about doing a review of the movie and, of course, of this release, and just talking about, growing up with a brother who has autism, how people, back in the late 80s and even well into the 90s, really, sort of looked at people with autism, and how today, we have the spectrum, and it's blown up. And honestly, in my opinion, I think it's overdiagnosed these days. But anyway, that's a discussion for another day. This is a great movie. This is, how many Oscars did it won? 4 Oscars, including Best Picture. Dustin Hoffman won Best Actor for his portrayal as Rain Man. It's been a while since I've seen this film, so I am looking forward to revisiting it. And if you guys would like to see a full review of the movie, of this release, and kind of a story time, let me know. Next up, from Welgo USA, Day Zero. This is a zombie movie. This looked like a action-heavy zombie movie. The trailer looked pretty interesting, so I jumped at picking up the Blu-ray. It stars Brandon Vera, who looks like a very menacing kind of guy you would not want, to be on his bad side. He's tatted up. He's sporting an assault rifle, and he looks like he's not going to take any crap from zombies. It looked like a fun movie, so I decided to add it to the collection. If you've seen Day Zero, let me know. Next up, from Second Sight Films, this is one of their limited edition, Second Sight is just killing it with these releases lately, and this looks like another winner. I'm going to do a full review of this movie and of this release in the very near future. It is Picnic at Hanging Rock. And this thing is heavy as a brick. It's loaded with like multiple discs. It's got a book. It's got a huge freaking book. It's got lobby card reproductions. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. I do remember liking it quite a lot though. So I will be diving into this release in the very near future. So keep your eyes peeled. Next up is a DVD. It's for a film that my buddy Nico requested that I review. It's a Mario Bava film that I had never heard of. It's called Kidnapped, aka Rabid Dogs. It's not a horror film. It is like a crime film. It's supposed to be pretty brutal from my understanding. Film Threat calls it Bava's lost masterpiece. And of course, Nico thinks very highly of it, and Nico has impeccable taste. If anybody's seen Kidnapped, aka Rabid Dogs, please let me know your thoughts on it, and I'll be dropping a review of this movie in the very near future. And last but not least, from Vinegar Syndrome. This is one of the prettiest releases that I've seen in a long time. It is for Lamberto Bava's A Blade in the Dark. And just have a look at that artwork and take a gander at this. Wow. Vinegar Syndrome always goes all out on their packaging, and A Blade in the Dark is no exception. This release comes with a booklet. This release also comes with one of their heavy-duty slipcases, which I can't flip around to show you the back of because there's some naughtiness back here. But this is also a super heavy release. There are 4 discs in here. This is a 4K release, although there are 2 Blu-rays as well. Actually, I think there's 2 4Ks and 2 Blu-rays. But it all comes inside this just incredible packaging. Just in the back, I look at the back. Oh, just gorgeous. Gorgeous. So there you go. A lot of brand new physical media releases. Some absolutely gorgeous releases. Some of them I've already reviewed, so go check out those videos. Others I will be reviewing in the very near future. If you picked up any of these releases, please let me know down in the comments section below. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up and share it on social media. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, keep physical media alive. A huge thank you to all my patrons and channel members for your generosity and support. Become a patron today and get early access to videos, have a say in what content appears on my channel, join me for monthly live streams, exclusive watch parties, and more. Become a channel member today and get access to exclusive badges and emotes to use when I stream, as well as members-only watch parties. Both those links are in the description. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.